Hi everyone, welcome back to Novita's New to Knitting workshop for absolute beginners. This is the 7th and the last episode of the workshop. My name is Sari.
My name is Markus, and if you stay with us from the start, you're about to finish your hat. You're about to graduate as a knitter. Fantastic.
Yeah, I have already finished all my decreases, so I have 3 stitches on each needle. And this is where I will stop the knitting. So I put already down the last needle. And I have my sewing needle over here, and this is the tricky part, to get this chunky yarn through the small hole on the needle.
Not that hard.
Not that hard.
Okay, what happens next?
Yeah, I will start pulling the yarn through the live stitches. So I will use the needle.
Wait, what does live stitches mean?
Live stitch is a stitch that is still on the needle,
right.
So it's still like live.
It's live.
Yeah.
So you finished it.
Yeah, no. This is not a bind off edge. You might have heard about casting off or binding off stitches. This is not a real bind off edge, but I'm just pulling the yarn through all the remaining stitches and taking out the needles as they become free. Just going through the same direction that I was working while I was knitting. And 2 more needles left. I'll try to be quick. Go through them. And the last one. Here we go.
There we are.
And now I have all the stitches on this piece of yarn. So I will start pulling and tightening the gap on top of the hat. And pulling it really tight.
And there it is.
Oh, it's finished.
Yeah.
And
There's your hat.
Yeah. What should I do with this one?
Well, this is decision time, really. Now comes the decision.
Yeah.
Because of course you can't leave it like this. You have to sew it in on one side or the other. So if you want to leave it like this, you'd fasten the extra yarn on the wrong side over here. But if you'd like to bring out the other side and have your hat look like this, you'd leave it there and on the right side and
weave it in on this side.
But
I want to have the stockinette side on top of my hat, so I'll just go through the hat on the inside of the hat and start weaving it in. So this is the last step. Actually, this is my least favorite part of knitting, because at this point I'm always so full of inspiration for new projects.
Yeah, that's one of the things with knitting, especially if you're doing large projects. One of the things with every knitter does is that during your project at hand, you're always thinking of your next project.
Yeah, and dream about new knits.
What you'd like to do next after this one is finished.
Yeah.
So that's just part of it. You just have to deal with it somehow.
Yeah.
And maybe make some notes as you go.
So we have made a new video, a technique video about all the finishing techniques. So how to weave in the ends, how to close the gap. They are on their separate video. You can check that out. But for me, when I started to knit, this was actually the hardest part for me. Why doesn't my knitting look the same as it looks on the photos? So why does this look like really nice and smooth, and mine is quite messy?
No.
It's not the same.
No.
So
it's not about you, because you knitted this one as well.
Yeah, I made both of them.
So it's not about that. No, it's not that.
Yeah, you have to learn how to block your knits. Would you like to tell us more about that?
Yeah, blocking is, well, a whole science if you really go to the bottom of it. But what it's about moistening the garment in one way or another, and that way also shaping the knitting. Besides shaping, what happens when you moisten your garment is that the stitches become more even. So even if there's some variation, you've done a few tighter stitches or tighter rows and then a few looser rows. So by some magic that I really can't explain, thanks to blocking, the stitches will become more even, and as you can see on this hat. But especially when you're making larger pieces, say sweaters or so, you really need to block just to make them the right size.
Yeah, and right shape as well.
Yeah.
And it really opens up, especially if you have something cabled or laced, it opens up the stitch pattern really nicely.
Yes, there's no other way actually. You have to block it. And you have to block hats too. I think it's a bit the same thing with like with the gauge swatches. Yeah. It's sort of boring, and you'd like to, you know, just put it on and wear it. And wear it. But it takes the time to do it. It's really worth it.
You can either use an iron with the steam function and go over the whole hat, or another way is to spray some water mist on the hat and lay it out on a flat surface and just smooth it with your hand. You can personalize your hat by making a pom-pom or tassels if you want. You can use contrasting colors. I think this combination is really nice. Yeah. But also, if you want, you can use the same color as you used for your hat. This is one way of personalizing your project. Another way is to embroider flowers, duplicate stitches, just anything. Yeah.
Or just start with your next hat in some other design. Okay, but how do you take care of your woolen garments? I mean, some care.
You don't really need to wash anything woolen. You just put them outside to air. That's the most basic way of caring for your knitted garments. And also you can always reblock them. So if they have been in your bag and then you can just re-moisten them and smooth them out. So that's the basic care for your knitted hat. And if it starts peeling, you can easily with scissors cut out peels. Yeah.
Good. Now that's it for the hat. You're finished, and I really hope you stayed with us. I really hope you knit your hat, and I really hope you're happy with your hat. Now, what happens next? I mean, you're finished. You're graduated as a knitter. Well, where to next?
On our website at novitaknits.com we have hundreds of free knitting patterns, also very many for beginners. We have marked the beginner, so you can search only the beginner patterns for sweaters, for hats, for socks, and so on.
Yeah, that's one way. And we also have a big online community of knitters. It's called Knittery, and that's on novitaknits.com as well. So please please feel welcome there as well to just join the community, look at what other knitters are doing, and get inspired. That's a big part of this whole hobby.
And now you can order a starter kit for your friend to get your friends knitting as well, because this is so much more fun when you have company.
Yeah, so spread the word, and thank you for watching all these episodes. Hope you have a wonderful time knitting.
Thank you, bye.